Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our research topic is customer satisfaction towards local government services in waste management at Kampung Demit, Kota Baru, Kelantan. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Afiqah binti Azman and my partner Siti Maisarah binti Zahri. We are from KAM 2286C, Bachelor of Administrative Science with Honesty. We are supervised under Sir Adnan Aminuddin. So this study is about the customer satisfaction of local government in waste management. According to Juran, customer satisfaction can be characterized as the outcome rate when the service or product functions respond to the customer's requirement and when the organization fulfills the customer requirement over the lifespan of the product or service. While, according to Daniel and Berenyu, service quality means consumers' perception of the service offered by a particular company and their expectation of the company offering those services. Based on the quality of goods and services purchased and used, the quality of a service can be determined by the value of customer satisfaction, whereas local government in Malaysia is the bottom tier of Malaysia's government, where it is administered under the federal territories where they has to provide goods and services to the citizens such as licensing, waste management, street light, assessment tax, and so on. In Malaysia recently, lack of accountability hinders government efficiency and provides a range of openings for unethical and unorganized activities, which this leads to loss of trust in the society. A lot of complaints have been made by the citizens, but the problems still arise. We can see at the table beside, the number of complaints among citizens towards local government may decrease, but it is still considered as high. In Kelantan, the most popular issue is regarding the waste management. Numbers of complaints have been filed, but the problems still arise. The researchers had identified that there were some complaints made by the citizens at Kampung Demit, Kota Baru, Kelantan years ago regarding the waste management, where some of the local governments did not follow the schedule or time that has been set, as in the contract agreement. Hence, this study is important to obtain the level of satisfaction of the population on solid waste management, especially for solid waste collection services by the local authorities there.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Maisarah binti Zahri. So I will proceed with the research objective in this study. The first research objective is to determine the level of customer satisfaction towards local government services. The second research objective is to determine the relationship between perceived service quality and customer satisfaction towards local government services. The third objective is to determine the relationship between complaint management system and customer satisfaction towards local government services. The fourth objective is to determine the relationship between waste collection management and customer satisfaction towards local government services. And the last objective is to identify the most influential factors that affect the customer satisfaction.
Now, let us move to conceptual framework. As we can see at the figure besides, the independent variables consist of three items, which are perceived service quality, complaint management system, and waste collection management, which leads to the dependent variable, which is customer satisfaction towards local government in waste management. Based on previous research, customer satisfaction can be defined as the result achieved when the service or product features respond to customer need and when the company meets or exceeds customer expectation over the lifetime of a product or service. Meanwhile, quality of service is often defined as the comparison between service expectation and real performance perceptions. Complaint management system is defined as strategies used by business to overcome and learn from previous errors to restore customer trust in organizational reliability. Last but not least, solid waste management can be grouped into 6 functional elements such as waste generation, storage, collection, transfer and transport, processing and recovery from generation to disposal.
The next is measurement. Measurement is the process of observing and recording the observations that are collected as part of the research effort. This study determined the determinants of dependent variables, which are perceived service quality, complaint management, and waste collection management in influencing the customer satisfaction towards local government services. In order to retrieve their feedback, A set of questionnaire will be designed in this study. The questionnaire for the study developed into two languages, which are English and Bahasa Melayu. Both of the language will make the respondent more understand on what the question asks for. The questionnaire will cover 5 sections, which is in section A there are demographic section. In section B have customer satisfaction, which is as dependent variable. Section C have perceived service quality as independent variable. Section D complaint management, and section E is waste collection management as an independent variable too. In demographic section, the researcher using nominal scale to collect the demographic information of the respondents such as gender, age, occupation, academic qualification, and the length of occupancy. In section B, C, D, and E, the researcher used interval scale that's called Likert scale. This Likert scale will be used to recognize this factor that influence the customer satisfaction towards local government services. The range of Likert scale is from 1, which is strongly disagree, 2 is disagree, 3 moderately agree, 4 agree, and 5 is strongly agree.
Through the distribution of the questionnaire, the data from this research will be collected, where the questionnaire will be prepared in bilingual languages, which are Bahasa Malaysia and English, in order to make it easy for respondents who are citizens of Kampung Demit Kebakerian Kota Baru, Kelantan to provide their answers. Moreover, despite of the pandemic COVID-19 that happened in Malaysia, the questionnaires cannot be distributed face-to-face and had to be spread via WhatsApp and other social media, which called as online questionnaires.
The next is for data analysis. The study analyzed using the statistical package for social science, which is SPSS. The researcher used descriptive analysis, which is mean and standard deviation, Pearson correlation, and multiple regression. Descriptive statistics is a useful way to summarize data and provide a description of the sample. Meanwhile, the Pearson correlation used to measure the strength of the connection between two factors. And the last is multiple regression. Multiple regression used to test the hypothesis between the dependent variables and the independent variables. The descriptive analysis is used to identify the level of customer satisfaction towards local government services. The Pearson correlation is to identify the relationship between perceived service quality, complaint management, and waste collection management with customer satisfaction towards local government services. Last, the multiple regression. Multiple regression is to determine the main factor that affected the level of customer satisfaction towards local government services.
As for the findings of the demographic section, a total of 80 respondents were collected, where half of the respondents are female and the other half are male. The highest age group is from 21 to 25 years old, where the result is 32.5%, and the lowest age group is from 41 years old and above, where the result is 5%. In occupation, the highest result is 30%, which comes from students, and the lowest result is 8.8%, which comes from unemployed respondent. As for academic qualification, the highest result is 37.5%, which comes from secondary school, and the lowest result is 3.75%, which comes from primary school. Last but not least, length of occupancy of the respondents at Kampung Demit. The highest is 6 to 10 years, where the result is 31.25%, and the lowest is 1 to 5 years, where the result is 12.50%. As for findings on the first objective, based on the reported result, the highest mean value is for the statement of I am satisfied with frequency of lifting waste disposal by MPKB BRI, which is 4.37. The lowest mean value is 4.27, was represented by statements of I am satisfied with the size of refuse bin provided by MPKB BRI, I am satisfied with attitude of drivers and janitors of MPKB BRI, and I am satisfied with customer service of MPKB BRI. Now, we move to the second objective, which is to determine the relationship between perceived service quality and customer satisfaction towards local government services. As we can see in the table, the R value is 0.435, which indicates that there is moderate significant relationship between perceived service quality and customer satisfaction towards local government services, and HA is subtracted. As for the third objective, which is to determine the relationship between complaint management system and customer satisfaction towards local government services, the R value is 0.661. There is strong significant relationship between complaint management system and customer satisfaction towards local government services. Fourth objective is to determine the relationship between waste collection management and customer satisfaction towards local government services. The R value is 0.509, which means that there is strong significant relationship between waste collection management and customer satisfaction towards local government services. Lastly, objective 5, which is to identify the most influential factors that affect customer satisfaction, indicates that complaint management is the main factor that influences the total overall customer satisfaction because of its largest data by 0.548.
The next is research limitation. The limitation in this study is data collection. The researcher collect the data through the distribution of the questionnaire. Researcher cannot distribute face-to-face the questionnaire form to the consumer at Kampung Demit, Kubangkarian due to MCO in our country. Okay, as a conclusion, based on the result obtained, there is a significant relationship between all the variables, which is perceived service quality, complaint management, and waste collection management, with the dependent variable, which is customer satisfaction. From this research finding, this data can be used to improve the level of customer satisfaction towards local government services in waste management, since all the variables play an important role.
So that's all from us. Thank you.